As a health-conscious person, you want to know that what you buy at the supermarket is actually going to keep you healthy. But these days, there's so much choice, so many claims on the packaging, and it feels harder than ever to know whether what you're buying is actually damaging your body. So, here are 50 healthy superfoods that are especially good for people over 60. What they do, where to find them, what to pay, and what to avoid. Number 1. Beetroot. This first superfood has been shown to cause measurable improvements in both memory and mental clarity in older adults. The problem most over 60s have is that their blood vessels become stiffer and less efficient with age. If you've ever felt sluggish, mentally foggy, or noticed your energy just isn't what it was, blood vessel efficiency is usually part of the culprit. But while most people reach for expensive supplements or energy drinks, you can get most of the same benefits simply by eating beetroot. Beetroot contains natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, widening vessels and improving circulation throughout your entire system, including blood flow to the brain. Do keep in mind, if you're prone to kidney stones, cooked beetroot is gentler than raw juice, but don't let that put you off. Pre-cooked packs at Tesco or Sainsbury's are about £1.20 for 4 portions. No peeling, no mess, and potentially healthier arteries. Number 2. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon. This next food has been shown to measurably reduce joint stiffness, brain fog, and cardiovascular stress in older adults. 3 things that tend to creep up together after 60. The underlying problem is chronic inflammation. And while most people are told to simply take a fish oil capsule, the research consistently shows that whole food sources of omega-3 deliver the benefit far more effectively than supplements alone. Wild Alaskan salmon, sockeye, coho, or pink is among the richest whole food sources of omega-3 on the planet. But here's where most people get caught out. Farmed Atlantic salmon, which is most of what's on the shelf, often contains antibiotics, synthetic dyes, and a worse omega-3 profile than wild. The label must say wild-caught Alaskan or wild Pacific. If it just says Atlantic salmon, it's farmed, and you're paying premium price for an inferior product. Available at Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, and M&S. Pay the extra couple of pounds for joints, heart, and cognitive function after 60. It's not an indulgence. It's an investment. Number 3. Tinned sardines in olive oil. Most people walk straight past these. That's a mistake, because tinned sardines address a deficiency that affects a huge proportion of over 60s and that most people have never even been tested for. After 60, your ability to absorb vitamin B12 declines significantly as stomach acid production drops. The symptoms, fatigue, memory problems, balance issues, low mood, are routinely mistaken for simply getting older. Sardines are one of the best dietary sources of B12 available, alongside omega-3, calcium from their soft edible bones, and vitamin D. While most people assume they need an expensive supplement to address these gaps, a £1.50 tin of MSC certified sardines in olive oil covers most of them in one go. On whole grain toast with lemon and black pepper, that's lunch sorted for under £2. Number 4. Plain jumbo oats. This one exposes one of the most expensive contracts in the breakfast aisle. As you age, blood sugar regulation becomes less efficient. The spike and crash cycle from sugary cereals becomes increasingly damaging, and yet the cereals marketed most aggressively as healthy are often the worst offenders. Special K granola, high-protein breakfast pots, check the labels. Plain jumbo oats release energy slowly via a specific soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which also actively reduces LDL cholesterol. The European Food Safety Authority, a regulatory body, not a marketing team, has approved oats to carry a cholesterol-lowering health claim. That's a meaningful distinction. A 1 kilogram bag of plain jumbo oats costs £1.50 at every major supermarket. That's 20 breakfasts. Compare that to a box of Special K at £4 for 500 grams that may spike your blood sugar, cause a mid-morning crash, and does nothing for your heart. Number 5. Frozen berries. Here's something that surprises most people. The healthiest berries in the supermarket are usually in the freezer aisle, not on the fresh produce shelves. Fresh berries are picked before peak ripeness and lose nutrients quickly once cut and transported. Frozen berries are picked at maximum ripeness and flash frozen within hours. The nutrients are locked in right when they're at their highest. A University of Exeter study found measurable improvements in brain blood flow and memory performance in older adults who consumed concentrated berry drinks regularly. The anthocyanins responsible for that are better preserved in frozen berries than fresh ones sitting on a shelf. A 750-gram bag of frozen mixed berries costs £2. A tiny fresh punnet costs £4 and goes mouldy by Thursday. Stock your freezer and add them to porridge or yogurt every morning. Number 6. Plain full-fat Greek yogurt. The yogurt aisle is one of the most misleading sections in any supermarket, and most people over 60 are buying the wrong thing. After 60, your body loses muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia, and you need more protein, not less, to maintain what you have. Greek yogurt contains around 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, comparable to chicken breast. It also provides calcium for bones, live probiotics for gut health, and in the full-fat version, the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, and K2 your body genuinely needs. The version being pushed most heavily, low-fat flavored yogurt, strips out the fat and compensates with sugar. You're paying more for something actively worse. Check the label on a Muller corner and count the ingredients, then check a pot of Phage Total. 2 ingredients, milk, and live cultures. Phage Total or Yeo Valley Plain, about £2 for 500 grams. Add your own fruit, you control the sugar. Number 7. Walnuts. Most people know nuts are good for you in a vague general sense, but walnuts specifically do something for the aging brain that most other foods don't. Walnuts have more alpha-linolenic acid, the plant omega-3 your body uses to support brain tissue, than any other nut. A large-scale study published in the journal Nutrients found that older adults who regularly ate walnuts performed measurably better on memory and processing speed tests. They also contain polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress in neural tissue, the kind of cellular damage that accumulates with age and contributes to cognitive decline. While most people are sold expensive brain health supplements containing synthetic versions of these compounds, a handful of plain walnuts a day delivers them in the form your body actually absorbs. About £2.50 for a 200-gram bag at any supermarket. Plain and unsalted only. The flavored versions are coated in sugar and vegetable oil. Number 8. Pumpkin seeds. These small, cheap seeds address one of the most widespread and underdiagnosed deficiencies in older UK adults: magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biological processes including muscle function, blood pressure, blood sugar, and sleep quality. If you're waking at 3 a.m. and struggling to get back to sleep, low magnesium is one of the most common and most overlooked contributing factors. Studies consistently show magnesium improves sleep in older adults, and a 30-gram handful of pumpkin seeds gives you roughly up to 40% of your daily requirement. While sleep supplements are a booming industry, pumpkin seeds cost about £1.50 for a 200-gram bag. Sprinkle on porridge, yogurt, or salads. Raw or lightly toasted, plain and unsalted. One of the best value nutritional swaps on this entire list. Number 9. Ground flaxseed. This one is particularly relevant for women over 60, and it addresses something most doctors don't discuss at all. Flax seeds contain more lignans than any other food. These plant compounds have a weak estrogen-like effect in the body. For postmenopausal women, they can measurably moderate hot flushes and bone density loss. And research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found daily flaxseed consumption significantly improved quality of life markers in postmenopausal women. For men, the exceptional fiber content supports bowel regularity as digestive transit slows with age. The critical thing, it must be ground. Whole flax seeds pass straight through you undigested and you'll get zero benefit. Buy milled flaxseed or flax meal, about £2 a bag. 1 tablespoon a day stirred into porridge or yogurt. That's all it takes. Number 10. Fresh ginger root. 60 pence. That's what a piece of fresh ginger root costs, and it lasts 3 weeks in the fridge. For the estimated 10 million people in the UK living with arthritis, those £2.50 wellness shots at the supermarket checkout have been aggressively marketed as a natural pain solution. What most people don't realise is that each one contains about 10 pence worth of the active ingredient. A meta-analysis of multiple randomised controlled trials found ginger's active compound gingerol significantly reduced pain and disability in osteoarthritis of the knee, often comparable to some over-the-counter pain medications. Grate it into stir-fries, curries, soups, or steep slices in hot water with lemon. Buy the root, skip the shots. Number 11. Turmeric. The wellness industry has turned this kitchen spice into a £40 supplement. A jar of organic turmeric powder at Tesco costs £1.80. Most people over 60 deal with some level of chronic inflammation. It's behind arthritis, cardiovascular stress, cognitive decline, and general fatigue. While anti-inflammatory supplements are one of the fastest-growing health product categories, curcumin, turmeric's active compound, has one of the most extensive research bases of any natural anti-inflammatory in existence, working across multiple inflammatory pathways simultaneously. The critical thing most people don't know: curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. Combine it with black pepper and absorption increases by up to 2,000%, not 20%. Every time you use turmeric, add a pinch of black pepper. That small step transforms the nutritional value entirely. Number 12. Garlic. If you had to choose one thing from your kitchen that acts most like a medicine, garlic would be a serious candidate. Most people know garlic is vaguely good for you. What most people don't know is how significant the evidence actually is. A systematic review in the Journal of Nutrition found garlic supplementation measurably reduced both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in people with hypertension, relevant to the majority of over 60s in the UK. Its active compound allicin also has documented antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties, making it one of the most reliable dietary immune boosters available. One practical tip that makes a real difference: crush garlic and wait 10 minutes before cooking. This allows the enzymatic reaction that produces allicin to fully complete. Cook it immediately after cutting and you destroy the enzyme before it does its job. Crush, wait, then cook. About 30 pence per bulb, available everywhere. Number 13. Organic soft citrus. Most people buying satsumas and clementines for their grandchildren assume they're making a healthy choice. The data suggests they should look more carefully at the label. 96% of conventional soft citrus tested in UK supermarkets contains multiple pesticide residues, according to the Pesticide Action Network, the highest contamination rate of any food category in the UK. These are systemic pesticides absorbed into the fruit itself. You cannot peel or wash them away. For the older adults whose liver and kidneys process chemical compounds less efficiently than at 40, routine exposure through daily fruit consumption deserves serious consideration. Organic soft citrus avoids this entirely. The vitamin C also comes with fiber and flavonoids that significantly improve iron absorption, important as iron uptake declines with age. About £1 more per bag at Tesco, Sainsbury's or Waitrose. When you know the contamination data, that's not a difficult decision. Number 14. Organic kiwi fruit. One kiwi gives you more than your entire recommended daily vitamin C, more than an orange, more than a grapefruit. But there's something else in kiwi that barely gets mentioned, and it's specifically useful for people over 60. As stomach acid declines with age, protein digestion becomes less efficient. You can eat plenty of protein and still not absorb enough of it, which contributes directly to muscle loss. Kiwi contains an enzyme called actinidin that specifically helps break down proteins in the digestive system, improving how much of the protein you eat your body actually uses. While expensive digestive enzyme supplements make exactly this claim, 2 organic kiwis a day potentially delivers the same benefit at a fraction of the cost. If organic, don't peel them. The skin contains even more fiber, about £3 to £4 for 4 at most supermarkets. Number 15. Lentils, chickpeas and beans. The gut microbiome, the bacterial community in your digestive system, influences your immunity, mental health, inflammation levels and metabolic function more profoundly than most people realize. And one of the most important things you can feed those bacteria is prebiotic fiber from legumes. Most people assume a healthy gut requires expensive probiotic supplements or specialist drinks, but a 40p tin of lentils delivers 15 grams of fiber and 18 grams of plant protein, a combination almost unbeatable for gut health and blood sugar management. For seniors on a fixed income, lentils and beans are also the most economical protein sources in the entire supermarket. Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Aldi, all stock plain tinned lentils, chickpeas and beans. The ingredients list should contain just the legume and water. If there's added salt, rinse before use. Number 16. Organic eggs, Soil Association certified. After decades of being wrongly blamed for raising cholesterol, eggs are finally being recognized for what they actually are, one of the most nutritionally complete foods available. Most people over 60 don't get enough choline, an essential nutrient for producing acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter directly involved in memory and cognitive function. It's the same neurotransmitter depleted in Alzheimer's disease, and UK intake is consistently below recommended levels. 2 eggs gives you roughly 60% of your daily requirement. They also deliver all 9 essential amino acids, nearly every major vitamin and mineral, and one of the most bioavailable forms of protein available. Soil Association certified organic eggs mean no routine antibiotics and no synthetic feed additives. About 70 pence more than standard free range at Waitrose, M&S, Tesco, and Sainsbury's. For what you're getting, that's one of the better value upgrades on this list. Number 17. Plain kefir, Biotiful brand. Your gut houses approximately 70% of your immune cells and produces around 90% of your serotonin. Most people don't know that, and most of the products sold to support gut health in UK supermarkets don't come close to addressing it. Yakult, one of the most heavily marketed gut health products on the shelf, contains 1 bacterial culture, a tiny serving, and 3 teaspoons of added sugar per bottle. Biotiful plain kefir contains over 14 live cultures, no added sugar, and costs less per unit of genuine probiotic benefit. Real kefir made with traditional kefir grains contains a far more diverse bacterial community than anything a starter culture can produce. Plain, unsweetened only. The flavoured versions contain sugar that actively undermines gut health. About £2 to £2.50 at Tesco, Sainsbury's or Waitrose. Add your own fruit if you want it sweeter. Number 18. Mushrooms. Vitamin D deficiency affects an estimated 20% of UK adults, with rates significantly higher in over 65s who spend less time outdoors. Most people assume the only answer is a supplement. Mushrooms offer something different. Certain mushrooms exposed to UV light during growing produce vitamin D2, making them one of the only non-animal dietary sources of vitamin D available. Some supermarkets now sell UV-exposed mushrooms with it clearly noted on the packaging. Tesco and M&S both do this. When you see it, buy those ones specifically. The consequences of vitamin D deficiency in older adults are serious. Bone weakening, increased fracture risk, immune suppression, and muscle weakness. Beyond vitamin D, mushrooms are high in B vitamins, selenium, and beta-glucan, the same cholesterol-managing fiber found in oats, about 80 pence to £1 a pack. Number 19. Biona organic rye bread. Most people assume the bread they buy is basically just flour and water. The testing data tells a very different story. 54% of bread samples tested in UK supermarkets contained multiple pesticide residues, baked in, because wheat is one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the UK, and the pesticides are systemic, absorbed into the grain itself. You cannot mill them out. Biona uses 100% organic ingredients with no preservatives, no additives, and no flour treatment agents. Just organic rye flour, water, salt, and seeds. For seniors specifically, rye bread has a significantly lower glycemic index than wheat bread, meaning slower glucose release and better blood sugar control. It also contains 9 grams of fiber per 100 grams, 3 times more than broccoli, about £2.50 to £3 at most major supermarkets. Denser than standard sliced bread. That's because it's actual bread. Number 20. Extra virgin olive oil, single origin, dark glass. The olive oil aisle is full of fraud and most people have no idea. Up to 70% of olive oil sold as extra virgin in some markets fails to meet the standard. Diluted with cheaper oils, stored incorrectly, or simply too old to retain any meaningful benefit. 3 rules protect you. Dark glass bottle, light degrades the oil on the shelf. Harvest date on the label, olive oil is best within 18 months of pressing. And without a harvest date, you don't know what you're buying. Single origin. A blend of EU oils is a red flag. The pre-dimed trial, one of the largest nutrition studies ever conducted, found a 30% reduction in major cardiovascular events in people who consumed quality extra virgin olive oil as part of a Mediterranean diet. Real extra virgin should taste peppery and slightly bitter. If it tastes bland and smooth, it's not genuine. Look for PDO or PGI certification and spend £6 or £7. Number 21. Frozen spinach. Fresh spinach costs 3 times more, wilts within 2 days, and loses nutrients by the hour once cut. And yet frozen spinach, picked at peak nutrition and flash frozen within hours, consistently matches or beats fresh spinach on nutrient content in comparative studies. For seniors specifically, spinach contains lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids concentrated in the macula of the eye that are the primary dietary defense against age-related macular degeneration, the most common cause of sight loss in over 60s in the UK. No supplement replicates the bioavailability of these compounds from whole food sources. About £1 for 900 grams at any major supermarket. Add to curries, soups, scrambled eggs, or blend into smoothies. If you want to get greens into reluctant grandchildren without an argument, frozen spinach blended into a fruit smoothie is invisible and tasteless. They won't know. You will. Number 22. Chia seeds. Soaked. Rich in plant-based omega-3 and with around 10 grams of fiber per 28 grams serving, chia seeds form a gel when soaked that slows glucose absorption, increasingly important for blood sugar management after 60. But there is a serious warning that rarely appears on the packaging. Never eat chia seeds dry. They expand up to 10 times their size when they absorb liquid. There are documented medical cases of dry chia seeds swelling in the esophagus and causing blockages requiring hospital treatment. Always soak them first. Overnight in the fridge is ideal. Chia pudding, seeds soaked in milk or a milk alternative with a little honey, is a simple and genuinely excellent breakfast. About £2 for 200 grams at most supermarkets. A tablespoon a day in yogurt or porridge, always soaked first. Number 23. Tinned mackerel in olive oil. Mackerel is one of the great overlooked buys in the supermarket. It has approximately 2.5 grams of omega-3 per 100 grams, among the highest of any food, alongside vitamin D, B12, selenium, and iodine. That last one matters more than most people realize. Iodine is underconsumed across the UK population and is essential for healthy thyroid function. Your thyroid regulates metabolism, energy levels, body temperature, and mood. If your energy has dropped and your weight has slowly crept up without explanation, thyroid function is worth considering. And iodine-rich foods like mackerel are where to start. A tin is about £1.50 at any supermarket. On whole grain toast with lemon and black pepper, that's lunch done. And it covers more nutritional bases than most supplements, costing 10 times as much. Number 24. Raw kimchi Vadas brand. Most people assume immune health is about vitamin C tablets and flu jabs. The research increasingly points somewhere else, to the gut. Kimchi is a live fermented food packed with billions of beneficial lactobacillus bacteria shown to reduce inflammatory markers and improve immune response. For seniors whose immune systems are naturally less responsive than at 40, this matters considerably. But here's the catch. Most supermarket kimchi has been pasteurized, which destroys all the live cultures. Pasteurized kimchi is just spicy pickled cabbage. No cultures, no benefit. Raw, unpasteurized kimchi must be kept in the fridge. If it's on an ambient shelf at room temperature, it's been heat-treated and it's not alive. Vadas is the brand to look for at Tesco, Sainsbury's and some Waitrose stores. About £3 a jar. Add to rice, eggs or sandwiches. 30 seconds of effort. Number 25. Clipper Organic Tea. Most UK adults over 60 drink several cups of tea a day, which makes the quality of the tea bag one of your highest frequency dietary exposures, and most people have no idea what's actually in it. Conventional tea bags from PG Tips, Yorkshire Tea and Tetley are sealed with polypropylene plastic. A 2019 study published in Environmental Science and Technology found that a single plastic tea bag at brewing temperature releases approximately 11.6 billion microplastic particles per cup. Drunk several times daily every day. Clipper uses fully biodegradable plastic-free plant-based bags. The tea is 100% organic, no pesticide residues, and fair trade certified. The same price as PG Tips, the same aisle. No plastic in your cup. This is one of the simplest and most impactful swaps on this entire list. Number 26. Organic pears. 81% of conventional pears tested in UK supermarkets contain pesticide residues. Pears have thin skin that absorbs pesticides easily, and they're routinely waxed after harvest with chemical blends that seal residues onto the surface. You cannot wash it off. While most people assume rinsing fruit is sufficient protection, systemic pesticides in particular are absorbed into the fruit tissue itself and cannot be removed by washing. Organic pears avoid synthetic pesticides and post-harvest chemical treatments entirely. They're also high in both soluble and insoluble fiber, gentle on the digestive system, and naturally sweet without a significant blood sugar spike, making them one of the most comfortable fruits for seniors managing bowel regularity. About 50 pence to £1 more per bag. The contamination data makes that straightforward. Number 27. Graham's Organic Milk. Most people assume milk is milk. Research published in the British Journal of Nutrition found otherwise. Organic milk from grass-fed cows contains around 56% more beneficial omega-3 fatty acids than conventional milk. The difference comes from what the cows eat. Grass-fed cows produce nutritionally richer milk than grain-fed ones, and the difference compounds significantly if you drink milk daily. Graham's is a Scottish dairy brand, Soil Association certified, with cows raised on organic pastures, no synthetic pesticides on the land, no routine antibiotics in the herd. If you drink milk every day in tea, coffee, or porridge, that cumulative difference over months and years is not trivial. Stocked at Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, and Waitrose at competitive prices, any Soil Association certified organic grass-fed milk will give you comparable benefits. Number 28. Whole Earth 100% peanut butter. One ingredient, peanuts. That's the test for any peanut butter, and most commercial brands fail it. Sunpat, Skippy, and most widely sold peanut butters add sugar, refined vegetable oil, palm oil, and stabilizing emulsifiers. The natural oils in real peanut butter separate without these additives. That's not a manufacturing flaw, Marcel. It's what genuine food looks like. Stir it. For seniors, peanut butter is an excellent source of protein, monounsaturated fats, magnesium, and niacin. 2 tablespoons on whole grain toast is a quick, filling, nutritious meal that costs pennies. Whole Earth 100% peanut butter is available at most major supermarkets at about the same price as mainstream brands. One ingredient. There's no reason not to switch today. Number 29. Dark chocolate, 70% or higher. Yes, dark chocolate is on this list, not as a guilty pleasure, as a legitimate food with a serious evidence base. The flavanols in high cocoa dark chocolate have been shown in clinical trials to improve blood vessel flexibility, lower blood pressure, and improve blood flow to the brain. A study in Scientific Reports found older adults consuming cocoa flavanols daily for 8 weeks showed measurable improvements in memory performance, results the researchers described as clinically meaningful. The catch is dose and quality. A couple of squares a few times a week, not half a bar nightly. Cocoa content must be 70% minimum for meaningful flavanol levels. There are concerns about heavy metals in some brands, so rotate rather than eating the same bar every day. Green and Black's Organic is a reliable, widely available option. About £2.50 for 90 grams at every major supermarket. Number 30. Aldi and Lidl Organic Ranges. People assume organic food is expensive. That assumption is out of date, and Aldi and Lidl have dismantled it entirely. Aldi's Just Organic and Lidl's Bio-Organic ranges are both Soil Association certified, not a lesser standard, the actual gold standard for organic in the UK, and they're frequently cheaper than non-organic equivalents at Tesco and Sainsbury's. Organic carrots at Aldi, cheaper than regular carrots elsewhere. Organic milk at Lidl, cheaper than conventional milk at Sainsbury's. The ranges cover essentials: fruit, veg, milk, eggs, bread, tinned goods, and the quality is solid. The myth that eating clean, pesticide-free food is a luxury reserved for the wealthy is exactly that, a myth. If you have an Aldi or Lidl nearby, do your organic shopping there. Number 31. Waitrose Duchy Organic Range. Over 300 Soil Association certified products started by King Charles before organic was fashionable and frequently priced at the same level as non-organic alternatives in the same store. That last point bears repeating, often the same price. Not a small premium, the same price. The range covers everything from milk and eggs to biscuits and beef, meaning you can do a complete weekly organic shop at Waitrose without paying extra for most of it. Right there on the regular shelves, not tucked away in a specialist aisle. If you shop at Waitrose, you have no excuse not to be buying Duchy Organic. Number 32. Biona Organic Tinned Tomatoes, BPA-free. Most food tins are lined with bisphenol A, BPA, a chemical that leaches into food and mimics estrogen in the body. It's been linked to hormone disruption and metabolic dysfunction, banned in baby bottles in numerous countries, and yet it's still in the majority of food tins on UK supermarket shelves. Although the good news is that many are working towards being BPA-free. Tinned tomatoes and beans are kitchen staples most people use multiple times a week. If that's true of you, the tin they came in matters, because BPA exposure compounds with every meal. Biona uses BPA-free cans with fully organic ingredients and no added sugar, about 40 pence more than a standard tin. For BPA-free and organic, used several times a week, that premium adds up to very little, and the benefit is real. Number 33. Green tea or matcha. 2.5 pence per cup versus £3.50 for a wellness shot at the checkout. And the wellness shot doesn't come close to what green tea actually delivers. Green tea contains catechins, particularly EGCG, which have been studied extensively for antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and cognitive protective effects. Japanese research following populations with high green tea consumption found significantly lower rates of cognitive decline in regular drinkers. Matcha is the whole leaf ground into powder. 1 teaspoon is equivalent to approximately 10 cups of regular green tea in catechin content. A box of 80 Clipper organic green tea bags is about £4, a daily habit for under £2 a month. The wellness shots exist entirely to extract money from people who haven't done the maths. Number 34. Frozen broccoli. Most people boil frozen broccoli until it's grey and soft and wonder why it doesn't taste of much. That's also when most of its benefit has been destroyed. So before the food, a quick note on how to cook it. Broccoli contains a compound called sulforaphane, produced when it's chopped or chewed, that activates powerful anti-inflammatory pathways in the body. Research published in the journal Aging found sulforaphane specifically counteracted cellular inflammatory processes associated with aging. But sulforaphane requires an enzyme that is destroyed by overcooking. Light steaming only. That's the difference between medicine and mush. Frozen broccoli consistently matches or beats fresh on nutrient content in comparative studies because freezing stops the enzymatic degradation that starts the moment a vegetable is cut. About £1 for 600 grams at any supermarket. Cook it properly and it earns its place on this list. Number 35. Plain whole almonds, unsalted. While brain health supplements are one of the fastest growing product categories in UK pharmacies, the evidence for one of the most important nutrients for protecting the aging brain points clearly to whole food, not capsules. Almonds are one of the richest dietary sources of vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant concentrated in neural tissue. The Chicago Health and Aging Project, a landmark long-term study, found that higher dietary vitamin E intake was significantly associated with reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease. Crucially, this was dietary vitamin E from food, not supplements. 30 grams of almonds provides around 40% of your daily requirement, alongside calcium for bone density. Plain, unsalted only, flavoured versions are coated in sugar and vegetable oil. A 200-gram bag costs about £2.50. Number 36. Fresh mackerel fillets. Fresh mackerel is cheap, sustainable and nutritionally outstanding, and most people walk straight past it at the fish counter in favour of farmed salmon or battered cod. A pair of fresh mackerel fillets costs about £2.50. Grill them in 8 minutes. Squeeze of lemon, a handful of frozen peas, a slice of rye bread. That's a complete meal with omega-3, vitamin D, B12 and selenium for under £4. For seniors who've been told to watch their heart health, oily fish is the single most consistent dietary recommendation cardiologists make. Twice a week, minimum. Fresh or tinned, both count. The speed and simplicity of fresh mackerel is genuinely underrated. Number 37. Yeo Valley Organic Plain Yogurt. The probiotic yogurt market is worth hundreds of millions of pounds a year, built largely on the premise that ordinary yogurt isn't good enough. That premise doesn't hold up. Expensive probiotic yogurts with branded bacterial strains and health claims typically contain added sugar, modified starch, and a single culture, all at 3 times the price of a plain live yogurt, with a better nutritional profile. Yeo Valley Organic Plain Yogurt is made from organic milk, contains multiple live cultures, and costs about £1.80 for 500 grams. The organic milk gives it a better omega-3 profile than conventional yogurt. The live cultures are active. The taste is considerably better. The marketing budget has gone elsewhere, which is exactly why most people haven't noticed it. Number 38. Sunflower seeds. UK soil is notoriously low in selenium compared to North American and Australian soils, meaning UK-grown food is consistently selenium depleted, and most UK adults don't know their intake is below the level needed for healthy thyroid function, immune defense, and antioxidant enzyme production. Sunflower seeds grown in more selenium-rich soils are one of the most reliable dietary selenium sources available in UK supermarkets. A 30-gram serving provides approximately 20% of your daily requirement alongside vitamin E, magnesium, and B vitamins. Plain, raw, or lightly toasted, unsalted. About £1.50 for 200 grams. Mix with pumpkin seeds and walnuts for a trail mix that covers more nutritional bases than most supplements, at a fraction of the cost. Number 39. Sweet potatoes. One of the most nutrient-dense vegetables in the entire supermarket, and one of the most underused by people over 60 who aren't quite sure what to do with it. Roast it, bake it whole, mash it, cube it into a curry. It's one of the most forgiving vegetables to cook. Sweet potatoes are one of the richest sources of beta-carotene, precursor to vitamin A. in the plant kingdom. Vitamin A is essential for immune function, skin health, vision, and mucous membrane integrity. They're also high in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and their lower glycemic index compared to white potatoes means slower glucose release, a meaningful advantage for anyone managing blood sugar after 60, about £1 per kilo at any supermarket. Number 40. Watercress. The most nutrient-dense vegetable in the supermarket by virtually every scientific measure, and it costs 80 pence. Watercress scores highest on the CDC's Powerhouse Foods ranking, a scientific analysis of 47 fruits and vegetables based on 17 critical nutrients. It beats spinach, kale, and broccoli. It contains vitamin K2, which is essential for directing calcium into bones rather than arteries, a process directly relevant to cardiovascular health in older adults. The calcification of arteries is a primary driver of heart disease after 60, and vitamin K2 is one of the most important nutrients in managing it. An 80 pence bag at any supermarket. Add to salads, sandwiches, or soups. Remarkable value for what it delivers. Number 41. Bone broth. Traditional food that the wellness industry has repackaged into an £8 bottle at the health food shop. You can buy it at Tesco or Sainsbury's for about £2.50, or make it from a chicken carcass for almost nothing. Collagen production in the body can decline significantly after 60, showing up as joint cartilage thinning, reduced gut lining integrity, and skin changes. Bone broth provides collagen, gelatin, glycine, proline, and highly bioavailable minerals, the raw materials your body needs to produce its own collagen. Glycine specifically has been shown to measurably improve sleep quality when consumed in the evening. A warm cup of bone broth before bed is comforting and genuinely beneficial. Borough Broth Company and Waitrose's own range are both good options. Number 42. Apple cider vinegar with the mother. Not the clear filtered version, the cloudy one. The mother is the culture of beneficial bacteria and enzymes formed during fermentation. That's where the benefit is, and it's the thing most supermarket versions have filtered out. For seniors managing blood sugar, and after 60 most people should be, apple cider vinegar with the mother has well-documented effects. A tablespoon diluted in water before a carbohydrate-heavy meal measurably slows the rate at which glucose enters the bloodstream. It also supports stomach acid production, which declines with age and contributes directly to poor protein digestion and nutrient absorption. Biona or Bragg brands about £3 to £4 for 500 millilitres. Always dilute. Undiluted, it damages tooth enamel. Number 43. The 2-minute sardine. Pâté en rye. This isn't a branded product, it's a combination of things already on this list that creates one of the most nutrient-dense quick meals available to a senior on any budget. 1 tin of sardines in olive oil, fork mashed with lemon juice, black pepper, and a teaspoon of mustard. Spread on 2 slices of Biona rye bread. Add watercress on top. That costs about £2.50 and takes 2 minutes. It delivers omega-3, calcium from the sardine bones, vitamin D, B12, selenium, fiber from the rye, and vitamins K and C from the watercress. There is no £12 cafe lunch that beats it nutritionally. This is what eating well on a pension looks like. Real food, real nutrition, almost zero effort. Number 44. Prunes, unfairly maligned for decades. The research on prunes for bone health specifically is stronger than most people would expect. Research from Florida State University found that postmenopausal women who ate 100 grams of prunes daily for 12 months showed significantly greater bone mineral density compared to a control group. The researchers identified a specific combination of boron, vitamin K, and polyphenols that inhibits bone breakdown. Evidence strong enough that some nutritionists now specifically recommend prunes for osteoporosis prevention and management alongside prescription treatments. Beyond bones, they're exceptional for bowel regularity via both fiber and sorbitol, a natural compound that draws water into the bowel, about £2 for 250 grams, 4 or 5 a day. Add to porridge, eat as a snack, or chop into yogurt. Number 45. Brazil nuts. 1 Brazil nut contains your entire recommended daily intake of selenium. 1 nut. That's an extraordinary fact, and one with a very important caveat attached. While selenium deficiency is widespread in UK adults due to selenium-depleted soil, selenium also becomes toxic in larger amounts. 2 to 3 Brazil nuts a day is the ideal dose. Not 10, not the whole bag. 2 or 3. That upper limit is genuinely important. Stick to it. Within that dose, Brazil nuts are the single most concentrated and reliable dietary selenium source available in UK supermarkets, addressing a widespread nutritional gap that most people don't know they have. Plain unsalted, about £2.50 for 200 grams. Number 46. Pomegranate seeds or juice, no added sugar. One of the most potent anti-inflammatory foods available, and one of the few studied specifically in older adults rather than being extrapolated from younger populations. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that postmenopausal women who consumed pomegranate juice daily showed significant reductions in inflammatory markers and blood pressure after just 8 weeks. The active compounds are converted by gut bacteria into urolithins, compounds specifically linked to improved muscle health and mitochondrial function in aging cells. Research from the University of Washington found urolithins improved muscle endurance in older adults. Ready-to-eat seeds at Tesco or Sainsbury's for about £2 a pot. Juice must say 100% pomegranate with no added sugar on the label. Number 47. Linwood's Milled Seed Blends. Managing separate bags of flaxseed, chia, pumpkin and sunflower seeds is straightforward once you're in the habit, but if the idea feels like too much to start with, Linwood's have done the work for you. Their milled seed blends combine pre-ground seeds into a single product you spoon onto whatever you're already eating. The milling matters. Whole seeds pass through you largely undigested, and pre-milling in a sealed, light protective bag preserves the oils properly. About £4 to £5 for 425 grams at Tesco, Sainsbury's and Waitrose, lasting a month at a tablespoon a day. Not the cheapest option compared to buying seeds separately, but for seniors who want simplicity, this is a single scoop solution covering multiple nutritional bases simultaneously. Number 48. Organic frozen blueberries. The evidence base for blueberries and cognitive health in older adults is among the most consistent findings in nutritional research, and it keeps getting stronger. Multiple randomized controlled trials have found daily blueberry consumption improves memory, processing speed, and attention in older adults. A 2022 study found that older adults with mild cognitive impairment who consumed blueberry powder daily for 16 weeks showed improvements in memory, recall that researchers described as clinically meaningful. The compounds responsible, anthocyanins, cross the blood-brain barrier and directly reduce oxidative stress in neural tissue. Fresh organic blueberries cost about £3 for 150 grams. Frozen organic blueberries cost £3 for 450 grams. 3 times the quantity, equivalent nutritional value. Always buy frozen unless eating them that same day. Every major supermarket stocks them. Number 49. Tinned wild Pacific pink salmon. The same wild-caught omega-3 rich nutritional profile as the fresh wild Alaskan salmon discussed earlier, at about a third of the price. Roughly £2 to £2.50 per tin at most UK supermarkets. The label must say wild Pacific or wild caught. Atlantic salmon means farmed, and as discussed earlier, farmed salmon is a fundamentally different and inferior product. Wild tinned salmon also retains the soft, edible bones, providing a significant calcium boost relevant to anyone managing bone density after 60. Use it in fish cakes, salads, sandwiches, or mix with plain Greek yogurt and lemon as a quick pâté. A tin twice a week is one of the most cost-effective ways to meet your omega-3 requirements from whole food rather than a supplement capsule. Number 50. Filtered tap water. The last entry, and in some ways the most important one on the list. Chronic mild dehydration in older adults is one of the most consistently under-recognized contributors to fatigue, confusion, urinary tract infections, constipation, falls, and acute kidney injury. And unlike younger adults, the sensation of thirst diminishes with age. You feel less thirsty even when you're dehydrated, which means you can't rely on thirst to tell you when to drink. While premium bottled water at £1.50 a bottle is marketed as a wellness product, a Brita filter jug costs £25 and replacement filters are £5 each, lasting a month. A year of filtered tap water costs roughly £85. A year of premium bottled water at 2 litres a day costs over £1,000. Keep a jug visible on the kitchen counter, fill a glass every time you walk past. That one habit, done consistently, does more for your daily energy and cognitive function than most things on this list. There it is. 50 foods, all in UK supermarkets right now with genuine evidence-based benefits for people over 60. You don't need all 50. Pick 5 things you don't currently buy and start there. Swap your regular tea bags for Clipper. Add ground flaxseed to your morning porridge. Buy frozen blueberries. Choose plain kefir over those probiotic drinks. Switch farmed salmon for wild. Small swaps, consistent habits, real food. Because here's the thing, nobody on the packaging is going to tell you. The most powerful thing you can do for your health as you get older isn't a prescription or a supplement or a branded wellness product. It's what you put in your trolley a few times a week, every week for the rest of your life. That's where it happens, right there in the supermarket aisle. And now you know exactly what to look for. Hit the hype button, share this with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next one.